All right, folks. Welcome once again to another daily dose of the Xbox Roundtable. From whichever corner of the globe you hail from, good morning and good evening. And also a happy early Thanksgiving to those who are out there celebrating. I'm joined tonight by my boy Sega Man.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to be back on the round table with my man Boss, and we'll probably be getting into some really good topics here tonight. Hope you can join, and maybe we'll have more people come in later. Thank you for inviting me, Boss.
Man, I really appreciate you answering the call. You know, it's always good. It's always good when we put out the Sega Man signal and Sega Man shows up.
Yeah, if I
um,
can, I'll be here.
Yep, and I know you be here ready to knock out some jokers.
That's right,
Uh,
man. Somebody's got to do it, right, Boss?
it definitely dude. It's a job within itself.
That's right.
Speaking of jokers, that we can go ahead and use that to go ahead and start jump us off into our first topic. I believe you was covering this yourself in your own podcast earlier in regards to an interview with Phil where he was really more or less really going just cutting loose about the whole fanboyism, or as he calls it, console tribalism mentality that's been going on lately.
Yeah.
So I'm taking it that he got a hold of certain YouTubers and folks on Twitter going out buying their Xboxes and deliberately destroying them just to make a statement of how much they hate Xbox.
Yeah.
And I've only came across two myself. One on
Yeah.
Twitter. I can't remember the person's name, and the other person on YouTube goes by Pain Rock, and his his was disturbingly educational, but at the same time, it was very pointless and also kind of like really to me it's kind of a like just shoving your face into the fact that, oh hey, look, I got an Xbox, too bad you couldn't get one, now watch me destroy it.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
That was an ugly sight. It was going on
Was that
sick.
the
Thanks for
guy that
joining us.
destroyed it in the slow?
What's that?
Was that the guy that destroyed it in the snow? Which guy did
Yeah,
that?
yeah, that was Pain Rock.
What's up, Sick? Yeah,
Yeah, Pain Rock. He was the one that kept dropping a mini fridge on top of it because
yeah,
the jokes about the Xbox being a mini fridge. So he decided to use a mini fridge, and the only pride takeaway I have from it is the fact that, dude, he dropped a mini fridge. I'm talking about something that was like well over what 12 times as big and as heavy
yeah,
as the
yeah,
Series X itself, and he dropped it on there 12 times. The only time it went off was because the HDMI cable came loose.
yeah. That's right.
That I mean, the casing was cracked and buckling, but that thing would not die. It it was I mean it was like the Juggernaut or something. It just wouldn't die. And it took a lot of drops before the case even started showing any crack.
Man,
So to me, I say it's disturbingly educational because for concerned parents that have overactive kids, that their concern might like run by and whoops, and it goes spilling over. They don't have to worry about anything except it landing on top of that kid.
right.
That that's probably going to be the only concern. So yeah, I
That
mean,
you could
because
tell that that thing was made good. It was made very good. You can tell it wasn't cheap because it took a long time for him to do something to it, man. That's
I
it was
mean,
made very well. Take some beating. It was.
well over 12 damn dude, he gave up. That's that's how bad it was. He gave up.
Yeah, he
And
did.
it's all, the casing's all smashed up. It's running fine. And the only way he was able to make it go off was he had to hit it with a pickaxe. Which I guess you could say lucky shot right on the where the power supply was.
Yeah,
To be
yeah.
No, go ahead.
That's crazy, man. A pickaxe. Oh man.
The thing that gets me though is I'm shocked that he didn't get the shock of his damn life. Because dude, we're talking, dude. I guess you say this, me speaking from being, because when it comes to electrical current, static electricity, that stuff tied into my old job back when I was in the military, as well
Yeah.
as when I came out the military, which was refueling aircraft. And electrical current and static electricity, dude, they put you on your P's and Q's with that stuff.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely.
yeah, and one thing when it comes to electronics and stuff, dude, you screw up and you hit a capacitor or something, man, be like,
He's
shoot,
lucky. He's lucky.
it's gonna be electrical boogaloo.
He's
Yeah,
very lucky he didn't get shocked.
exactly. Yeah, what's going on,
There's
Emmanuel?
Emmanuel. There he is. Oh, he ain't in here though.
Yeah, he probably might still be caught at work. Well, wherever you at, man, dude, this is for you. Hopefully we'll be able to get you in get you in next time.
Derp derp. What's up, derp? Yeah, it would have been cool to have Emmanuel. He must be at work.
Yeah. Yeah, as we're going along for the night, folks, there might be some more people popping in at the last minute. So I guess you could call this the round
Bear
table.
with us.
Yeah, the round table Thanksgiving edition. Probably gonna have like a few guests popping in. Okay, but but yeah, but yeah, like I said, so
So
Phil apparently is real upset about people going around doing this because he understands the situation about um how hard it is for folks to get their hands on either machine, and to see people doing this, as from a gamer standpoint, which unlike Ryan, Jim Ryan, Phil's a gamer,
yeah,
and even he knows, understands the difficulty of what's going on to get these systems. So I can imagine that's probably like really crushing his soul.
oh yeah, man. Because you're just buying it to destroy it. What kind of crap is that? It's terrible.
I'm serious. The thing at the end of the day, it's let's you can't really tell a grown man what or woman what to do with their own hard earned coin. But at the
Yeah,
same time, it's like it's one of those deals where you get people who go out there and they buy up all this food, and they don't even they might eat like you ever like go to dinner and you see one person sitting at a table by themselves and they think they're going to sit there and they're going to Son Goku an entire meal by themselves, and they still got like a whole turkey and plate of macaroni and everything just sitting there just
yeah.
and it's like, man, there's people that could have like really used that.
That's crazy, man. I mean, uh, I can understand his frustration, man, and why he would be upset about that. To be honest with you, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm. All right.
I can
Hold on real quick.
understand that.
Yeah. Hold on real quick. One last time. If anybody pops up, just
All right.
let me know.
I hear you, man. Derp, derp. I hear you, dude. They do. They do it all the time. It sucks. It really does, because there's real people out there, real gamers out there like me and you that would love to have that Series X and treat it with definitely with care, man. It's just a very, very good piece of tech. Very expensive too, and just to go and destroy it is just meaningless. That shows you how asinine and dumb people are today, man. So I'm with you on that 100%. Yeah, man. But hopefully, we'll see what goes on this holiday. I mean, it's gonna be hard, but it's worth the try to go and try to get one. Whatever you rock out. But I'm Xbox, so I'm gonna try my best, try to get one, man. We'll have to see what goes on. Like I said, if not, man, if I don't get one in the holidays, I'll just try after. All you can do is keep trying, man. Eventually, they will become available to everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody can go ahead on and get one and enjoy, the new Series S or X. They should really find a way to get rid of these bots. You know what I mean? If they can get rid of these bots somehow, it would be a lot easier, a lot more convenient for you to actually get one. For me, whoever. Yeah, but boss will be back. He had to step out, but he will be back. Thanks for joining us, though, Dirt. We appreciate it. We really do, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thanks for Slick Slayer, all you guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah, it's awesome. We trying to get more people in, but some of them might be busy. What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, brother?
All right, I'm back.
Emmanuel one. You back? All right.
Whew. Oh boy, almost had a catastrophe there. Almost forgot them potatoes wrong.
Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Like what we having? Like what we having? Cajun style potatoes. They're a little crispy.
Yeah.
You like French fries, right?
Yeah. I like them sometimes. Sure.
But yeah, man. Why these are kind of like cut extra, extra thick? What's going on here?
Country style.
like, yeah, man. We're trying to do something different. We got to shake it up. You got to shake it up every once in a while. So.
Oh yeah, of course, man.
Yep. But yeah, like I said, I didn't send out invites too. So.
Well, we'll see. Maybe somebody will pop in. You never know. It's unusual. Well, what's today? Today's Wednesday, right? So
yep.
They could be busy. They could be busy. Emmanuel, sometimes he might try. He never know. He might try to pop in. He did before.
Yeah, Emmanuel, if you still watching, man, don't traffic is hell out there. Don't be trying to, trying to do your best impersonation of Michael Knight from Knight Rider. not in this holiday traffic. Don't even try that.
Yeah, ain't good to do that right now.
Oh shoot, there we go. There he is, the infamous Mr. Keep That Bear in Mind. Oh, and Tech. What's going on? What's going on, you two? Thanks for joining us.
What's going on, man?
Man, shoot.
Hey, what's up?
Oh yeah. By the way, this right here is one of the usual members of the round table. This is Sega Man 101. And
Hey,
Sega
what's
Man,
going on, everybody?
yeah. And Sega Man, this is Tech. This is Tech and Mr. Nelson. They're both two of the members of the Technical Difficulties podcast.
Oh, okay. What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
I'm doing fine, sir. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good.
I'm glad to hear that. And it's a pleasure to be back on the Xbox Roundtable once again. Thank you for having us.
God, it's ready to play. Oh boy.
What you messing with over there?
Man, I guess I'm a masochist, and I guess I'll turn my camera on down. I did a thing, and I done went and bought Demon Souls, and I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna suffer.
Your screen's kind of small, so I can't tell.
Yeah. It's trust me, I'm gonna get like a better webcam, but like it's because you can't really see. But like I bought Demon Souls, and it's not gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be a bad time.
All right. Well, Sega Man, here's one of the legitimate PlayStation players that you spoke of earlier.
Well, who is not a troll. I just want to point that out.
Hey, you know what, man? Hey, that's all good. He's a real gamer. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, I don't know what smashed potatoes are, but we do have mashed potatoes. Smash sounds like you abuse it or something like that. Like you take it outside. You take it outside the ring, smash it head first into the apron a bit. Then you Samoan drop it through a table.
And I see you. I see you're using the new art.
Oh yeah. By the way, the new splash that I have up, it was done by Tech himself. Really appreciate it. It looks good and crispy.
Yeah.
So
nice.
You needed an update. I felt.
Well, I appreciate it, man. I mean, yeah. I'm a graphic artist myself, but I was being lazy with that.
Yeah, I feel you. Trust me, I'm doing some new stuff for my Twitch channel right now, and it's not fun. It's not fun.
Yeah, well, I mean, one graphic artist to another graphic artist, I appreciate it and much respect and love.
Of course, anytime.
So, but anyways, today, right before y'all popped in, we was discussing the interview that Phil had regarding the whole tribalism mentality with some of the folks out there who are going around destroying their consoles.
Oh man.
And they'll go. In other words, you're talking about people who go out, they're hardcore PlayStation, they'll buy Xbox, destroy the Xbox, and vice versa.
That's not cool.
No, it's not. And then you got cats. Such as like myself, as well as Sega Man, trying to get our hands on Xbox. We're looking at somebody over here destroying them.
Yeah, that's no bueno. You should never destroy your console. I mean, look, TD podcast in the house. I'm just saying. All I'm saying. Emmanuel's right. But you shouldn't destroy your console at all. That's just dumb. Give it to me.
Yeah, very dumb.
Give it to me. I'll destroy the buttons and then buy new controller. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't break it. No. It'd be much better suited right here next to the PlayStation 5. I'm just saying.
I'm serious. Y'all familiar with the old school Tootsie Roll commercial with the with the little boy walking around to the turtle, then the owl. You'd be like, Mr. Boss, how many times does it take to destroy the Xbox? Oh, let's find out. I just take it right in my house, hook it up.
One, a two, a never.
like, hey, you done destroying it? No, not yet. Come back next year. I'll keep you posted.
I'll keep you posted. That's right. There you go.
Be like, look, here's my Instagram and my Twitter handle. Just we'll keep tabs there.
The Xbox finally died. It's like 6 years later.
and the only reason it did was because I just happened to have a surge go through the house.
Yep.
and I was dumb enough not to have it hooked to a surge protector.
Oh, yep. There you go. That'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah. Dirt. Walmart is useless, man. Both Walmart and Target is utterly disappointing.
For real.
I'm serious. I mean, they put me in Megatron mode. Walmart, you failed me for the last time. I mean, I'm serious. It's like every time you go, well, for here in this area, I don't know how it is where you're at, but in this area, every time I keep refreshing their portal, it keeps saying out of stock. Wow. And now, see, Target likes to play with your emotions.
Oh yeah, Target. Yeah. See, I got a red card with them cats, man. They messing around.
Yeah, see what Target likes to do is they'll let you get it in your cart, but here's the thing: they won't tell you it's out of stock. They'll just leave it in. They'll let you put it in the cart, but when you go to check out, there's no checkout button. Oh. And I mean, it's like why? It's like, who programmed this? Why would you do this?
Right? No, that's fucked up for real. That's fucked up.
I mean, it's like do you enjoy this? Are you getting off on this? Is this the type of human being you are?
Probably so.
Like this, are you one of the ones that Heath Ledger Joker was talking about? Likes to enjoy, likes to see the world burn.
Right.
Oh, sorry, why have you forsaken thee?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But and Best Buy is Best Buy forever. I'm almost convinced that out of stock graphic they have up is like basically just permanent.
Right.
Who's ever running the site just gave up. They don't even bother taking it down.
Yeah, that's true.
So as I was telling Sega Man earlier before I started because he was asking what my status was, out of the 5 that, or at least for me, the 5 selections, GameStop seems to be the only one that's
actually doing something with it. Man.
Yeah, they'll give you this glimmer of hope where it's like, oh crap, they got one, and then you jumping into it, and then the site freezes up.
Oh yeah,
and it's like why are you freezing up? What's going on? You're almost there. Don't do this to me.
You hate to see it. You truly hate to see it.
Yeah, I mean, you're like what? You're like, what's his name from Rocky? It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You can go further than that. Yeah, it's horrible, man, and
gotta be quicker than that.
Stop it.
Gotta be quicker than that. Man, like, come on,
I mean, don't give me the Sonic. Don't do it. like you're too slow. Like,
you're too slow. Come on.
Like, shut up. I mean, and it's bots. That's the worst part. Is it's bots. And I mean,
Oh,
what
yeah,
what
definitely.
what can you do about it? All I can think to myself is like, I'm convinced that as far as a lot of these stores go,
Uh-huh.
that as long as they are getting their money, they really don't care. And because, I guess you could say the thing is, once it changes hands, once it's out of Microsoft's hands and on their shelves, in their warehouses, they don't care.
No, they
Microsoft,
don't. It's all about money.
Microsoft might kind of say something, Sony might say something, but it's in one ear and out the other. It's kind of like, oh yeah, we really hate seeing these bots do this too. And once they hang up the phone, oh, what's that? We had an order from the same guy, 11. Send it on out.
Right.
Matter of fact, because it's such a big order, we'll send it free shipping.
Oh man.
Just,
It's so
just,
true. It's
just,
true.
just to really put the slap on your face.
Yep. It's true. Come on, it's true. It's true. Hello? Hello? Anybody there? Okay. There's just this long, awkward silence. I just,
Boss there?
my question is, why do the guys, every time I have guys on my podcast, right? Unless it's like a certain group of guys, always long, awkward pause. Always. And I'm just like, come on, guys, we're on air. We need to speak.
That's what the podcast is for.
Man. Oh my god.
What I mean?
That's a text storm. We've had this conversation before. We're trying to be polite.
Look,
not
all
trying
right.
to be rude to people.
Look, all right. There's a long,
We've had
awkward
this
pause.
conversation.
I'm just saying. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, man, stay tuned to Mr. Keep That Bear in Mind on Twitter, man. This guy right here. He's he's the backbone of my show. He's the reason why it's so great.
And to answer player boss's question as to what can we do about these bots and what have you. Now, granted, these bots are not of their own volition, or they don't operate of their own volition. Obviously, there's someone behind them. So, one solution that if you follow me on Twitter, you might know about this. But one solution that I would offer in terms of a possible solution to this problem would be, just call up the Squirrel Squad and just, tell them to pull up. I'm just saying.
Oh man! Oh,
Behold,
Boss is back. There we go.
Behold my skill, resurrection.
He lost.
We lost.
Yeah, my tablet that I use to do this and stuff. Ever since Samsung tried to push, I think what happened was they're calling themselves because this is a 2016 device. All right.
Okay.
I think when what was it the newest devices that was like 2 years ago. I'm trying to remember which one. What was it? The Note 10, I think.
You mean
Maybe
a tablet
maybe.
or a phone?
Both of them. They both came out at the same time. It was the tablets and the phones came out at once. I'm trying to remember what was it, the Note 9 or the 10.
I'm normally really good with phones, but like I'm drawing blanks right now.
Yeah, well,
was it the Note 9? I don't know.
It might have been the 9 because I think the current ones are the 10s now. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes, I believe.
Yeah, and I guess they call themselves trying to bring quote unquote perfect parity between all their devices. So they force fed an update to all the older devices, such as myself, and it's never been the same. It's it's like taking a cut clean dude off the corner and throwing him into the hardest, the most hardest penitentiary, and he's not going to be the same.
Right. That's all.
It's like, and yeah, that's basically what's going on with my tablet. It's like ever since they pushed that update, it's just, it really is just it's going through all sorts of stuff. It needs therapy. It
Needs counseling.
I mean, it needs people that that it needs a supportive circle.
Oh man. Oh no! Don't say a supportive circle. Don't say that. Don't say that.
But the thing is, we will get through it. We will get through it one step at a time.
Oh man.
But as you were saying before I came in.
No, we were
Bobby?
just waiting. You were talking about the Phil Spencer thing, right?
Yeah. And I believe Nelson was saying something because I popped up on the computer side to let you guys know that I was coming back, and I saw that he was speaking. But
he's
I don't know if you guys...
he's turning the cheek right now. I think that's what happened. I think he's turning the cheek.
Oh, okay. Because I see he's got the icon on, so he must be at that point where
he's turning the cheek.
He's like, man, I'm done.
Yeah, there you go. See, I told you.
Look. I know that I have a very quite distinguished figure that I know a lot of y'all want to see. So, you have to excuse me because I'm helping doing some Thanksgiving cooking right now. So,
okay.
You got to give me that. That's my excuse.
What you cooking?
What you got going, man?
Yeah, man. What you
got? You know what? We can talk about that later. Let's not get off track of the Phil Spencer.
No technical difficulties allowed. Okay.
Okay. But I'll probably show you in a minute when I go back inside. But
he's like I got the macaroni, I got the ham.
Oh, man, don't get me started on mac and cheese. All right, I'll fuck it up. I'll fuck it up real quick.
The collard greens.
But in terms of the topic at hand about Phil Spencer, it was interesting, and I was thinking about asking Mr. Techstorm if we were going to cover that in our episode 25 of the podcast that's up right now on YouTube. If you want to check that out, just quick plug.
Yeah.
But
the quick plug.
Yeah, but I was thinking to myself, well, let's kind of like say that maybe for another day because that's not necessarily news, but it's more so like a discussion like we're having right now. And so what I will say is, for one, it doesn't surprise me that he would. Well, hold on. Before I even say that, let me say this. Like I've said this before, not just on your podcast, but in our previous podcast, is that it is possible that some of these companies, regardless of who's in position, can be saying stuff to save face, right? That is a possibility. So I do want to, take what he says with a grain of salt. Well, first of all, you should take everything with a grain of salt. Let me make that clear. But in terms of the spirit that he's trying to evoke with what he's talking about is it disheartening to know that, because here's the thing, I don't know what Phil Spencer does on a day-to-day basis, but I would like to believe that ever since he became president, I'm pretty sure that since then he's been working tirelessly to get Microsoft on his gaming platform to the state that it is. And not saying that he's the only one, but you could definitely tell that he's the gorilla glue that's keeping all this together. So you have to give that man his props.
I thought you were going to say Guerrilla Games for a second. I'm not going to front.
Get some props to Aaron now. Aaron Greenberg's got to be one of the biggest hype man on the planet.
Oh yeah, definitely.
100%.
So to me, it's not as surprising that he would vocalize this kind of concern. Let me not say kind of concern. It really is a concern or an issue that, again, I've brought up before in discussion as to, what can we do realistically to try to fight against this. I don't know what else you would call like this willingness to be complacent in your ignorance, or say people who just want to see the world burn. And to me, I understand where he's coming from, where it's like if there's one thing that would take him out of the gaming industry, is probably that tribalism. And the thing is, y'all, at the end of the day, again, like I've said before, at least here and I appreciate the gentleman right now on the podcast right now, and again on the TD podcast platform, we've stated several times is that at the end of the day, we're not pro a specific company. We're pro consumer. We're pro people. We want to make sure that at the end of the day, these companies are acting right and doing you justice. And the thing is this, when you have good people within these companies that see the value, that still see the value of having a customer, what do you call it? What is it called? A customer and provider relationship. I'll say that.
Mhm.
And make sure that you have a strong foundation with it. To me, that makes it clear that you have not forgotten about the human element within your company, within your business dealing, and I can appreciate that, and I can see it. Now, that's the thing. Again, I'm not trying to make this unfair comparison with Sony, because we've touched on this before. Sony's priorities are different than Microsoft's priority within the gaming industry. We know this, but it makes me question: at what point in time are we going to start seeing Sony, as Mr. Techstorm has said, turn the other cheek? That's really something I'm curious about. And I'm not saying it's going to come anytime soon, but I think it has to come at one point in time. I would just hope that it's not too late, because again, let me remind y'all, we do not want a monopoly effect on the market, in any market for that matter. Again, as much as you may love Microsoft, and this is an important reason why I said about Phil Spencer in the position that he's in. Let's just say, for whatever reason, next year someone comes up and takes his place. Now, it's possible that from there, Microsoft, in terms of, again, in the gaming industry, may start to have a steady decline because of the switch in, you could say, leadership. That is possible. Same thing goes for Sony. There could be a switch in leadership that could steadily rise them up. You just never know. But essentially what I'm just trying to get at here, y'all, is this. To Phil Spencer, I give you your roller. But again, y'all, I do want to remind y'all, at the end of the day, we have to take into consideration is that, yes, it's important to recognize the contributing factors that play into, let's say, the cesspool side of gaming that we all know all too well about, right? We all know this. But again, it's important to recognize the good, recognize the people who are still wanting to bring some light in this darkness. Again, whether if they're doing it intentionally or unintentionally, we got to give it to them. And my thoughts on that.
All right. Well said.
Okay.
But yeah, so definitely, like I said, I definitely feel for Phil. And
Yeah.
it's but I guess you could say I want to say it's like it really irks me, because you got so many people out there that just can't get these boxes. And they're going through the same pain and tribulations as Sega Man and I myself and so many others, and it's like,
hold on. You just did the quick tease right there. Hold on, you can't that site, that oversight can't be overlooked. All right, we need you to do the slow pan. All right,
yeah, man. Yeah, don't be doing that. Yeah, don't be doing no 120 frames per second here, bro. Why you at it? What's the address, man?
Just like P would say, Nelson, he'd be like, "I'm coming to eat."
Be like, shoot, be like, man, be like the Jurassic Park T-Rex scene. You seeing the drinks, the ripples in the drinks. Be like,
every time someone says, what's his name? Anytime someone says the Jurassic Park battle, all I hear is, "What are those?" That's all I hear. Man.
But yeah, so here's the thing, as far as my angle on it, at the end of the day, everybody's going to have their team that they prefer. There's no getting around that. All right, you're going to have people who prefer, Chevy over Ford. Like this family here. You're going to have those that they like USC. Well, I guess in the case of Sega Man, University of was it California?
California?
What's the USC out there? Where you at?
I'm in PA. You talking about like we got Pitt, and then there's Penn State. You know what I mean? There's
Okay. Oh, PA. Oh, dude, all this time I kept thinking you was out in Cali.
No.
Oh, shoot. I thought, my bad. I thought you
Hold
was
on,
West
Cali
Side.
squad in the house, man. I'm all I'm saying.
Like, shoot,
Yeah, my boy's from Cali 100.
Oh, well, yeah. I know he is. But yeah, so I mean, but basically to get to my point, you have everybody that prefers their favorite team, their favorite brand of vehicle, their favorite brand of sausages and sandwich meat. You're not gonna get
Right.
you're not gonna get around it.
Right.
And everybody has their reasons, be they legit or just something that is, I guess something that everybody else can't exactly, agree with. I mean, for example, I have my reasons that I will not touch another Nintendo or another
Yeah.
PlayStation, but I don't get in other people's, faces about it. And you're not going to see me go out and buy any of these devices so I can get some clicks and be like, okay, guys, watch me take this Switch and break it over my knee.
Uh-huh.
I mean, seriously, dude, because people are like, oh man, because I'm trying to remember the name of the other dude I saw, but people were in the comments.
You can just give the Switch to me, man. I wouldn't mind it. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that look, for anybody who wants to break their consoles over their knee, it's a brand new Series X. Hell, even a PS5, man. I got boys lined up, man. If it's a Series X, I'll take that. I'll give the
serious.
PS5 to my boys, man. All I'm saying.
I mean, dude, it's the holidays, man. Haven't y'all heard of Toys for Tots?
Right.
Or do any of y'all around y'all way have what they call stuff a bus?
No, I never heard of that one.
Yeah, like the city will like park a one of their buses like in the parking lots of some of the stores like Walmart, Target, and all that. And people basically just like buy like toys or clothes, and they'll like put them in the bus. And the whole idea is to like load the buses up to all the way to the
for
prim.
Tech. Toys for Tech. Hold on. This
Toys for Tech.
Idea.
Toys for Tech.
Like
for $1 a day, you can donate to Toys for Tech.
$1 a day, my ass. You don't look needy.
Hey man, I'm in need of an Xbox Series X.
You're like, shoot, what about me? What about the boss? What about homie here?
Boss's bus. There you go. Boss's bus.
I'm like, dude, I'm like a Sega Man. I'm like WCW Raven. What about me? What about Raven?
Toys for welcome to the Toys for Tech show where we donate.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go Jerry Lewis on us? You're gonna like get your mic and break out a song?
No.
Jerry Lewis.
Being a high strung voice, and then go to a deep low. Like
1877 Toys for Tech.
And that reminds me of a little song. You're like, whoa, hold on a second, dude. like, how did your voice change like that?
Now this here song is for Emmanuel A1 out in the audience. Oh my god.
Man.
Oh, this dude. Hold on. Emmanuel A1 sauce, man, down in the comment section.
A1.
This guy. Real A1 content. I'm just saying.
But yeah, so either way, I don't know. I mean, moving away from this, it's like um our boy New Legal from Direct Gaming. Sega Man,
Yeah,
was you there? Was you there for his podcast last night? Oh, that's right. I
yeah,
think you were there. I,
he really did. That was really good, really
yeah,
good. What he was
yeah.
touching
Shout out
on
to him.
last night, man. He's yeah, man. I listened to the whole thing from beginning to end. New Legal, he's been in these gaming streets, for a long time, man, and he made a lot of sense last night, man. That was really good. What he podcast he did last night, man, by himself,
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah. I mean, I got there kind of late, but what I was able to catch and stuff where he was at and stuff like that, and dude, it's like what he was hitting on was the same things I've been hitting on, and there's like a lot of people even right here on this side of the fence, the Xbox side of the fence, that will look at me and tell me to shut the hell up. I don't know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. But
yeah,
my thing was that yeah, my thing was like, no, it's like I'll put it to you like Sega Man, you heard me say this before, especially when we first met and we was on Erock's podcast. Shout out to him. Um,
yeah,
uh, is that when I first got into when Phil Spencer first came on the scene, I was not a big fan of his. I
right.
I I really wasn't, and that was only because I'm one of the ones that I wasn't able to see the full scope and scale of the plan that he was coming in at. But I will still say that my only real big grievance with him is that he's too damn nice. And I don't mean like he's too sweet or too fly. I mean like he's
Right.
too damn nice.
Yeah,
It's like because the thing about it is like it's like Peter Moore is Peter Moore, all right, and Balmer is Balmer, all right.
mm-hmm.
Phil is Phil, but at the same time, there's pieces of me that wish that he borrowed a few things out of their notebooks. And one of those things would be like when you have competition, it's like it's cool when you want to share certain ideas and innovations. All right. Like for example, like letting Sony use the Azure clouds. All right, the Azure
Yeah, the
servers.
servers. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean that's good. That's good for everybody and stuff. All right. But it's like I don't know. I guess you say it's one of those things where it's what they call trying to be the bigger man.
mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
there's like for me, it's like, dude, I am not going to be sitting here congratulating you on social media where a lot of toxic trolls are, because the only thing they're doing is feeding into that. And I'm looking at comments where people look at these motherfuckers. They already conceding. They already on the ground begging for mercy. I'm like, begging for mercy. Where is this coming from?
Mhm.
It's like nobody's begging for mercy, dude. It's like this is what they've always done, you know. And I don't know. Like I said, that's just me. But he is what he is, and at the same, and even though I say that, at least he's riding the ship from where it was. You know, sent back at 20, back in 2013 and 14. At least he's riding the ship. Um,
Yeah,
so my only uh my last um thing about this is that I don't know about you guys, but I think I know he's getting tired of talking about it, but at the same time, I'm getting tired of hearing about it. So I'm at a point now where it's like, dude, I'm tired of hearing about the teraflop argument. I'm tired of hearing about the specs, Game Pass, and everything. And the only reason I'm saying that is because what I'm hungry for now is I want to see these new studios coming. I want to know
yeah,
what is coming down the pipe, because here's my thing. Um, the Japanese market getting that foothold that they managed to get with the Series X and S, dude, we never in our wildest dreams would we have ever have thought there would have been this huge of a demand for for Xbox systems ever to sell out, not just once, but twice. And here's the thing, the demand is outrageous. Matter of fact, if you any of you go just happen to just be curious and go on YouTube and look up Xbox Series X Japan or Japanese, there's like a lot of YouTubers that have a Series X and an S or have both of them.
Yeah.
I think I was on your podcast, Tech, when I was telling you and Nelson about it, where I was saying that there's one dude where him and his wife bought. They said they had to have both because the X was staying there at the house, and because they always go to her house.
I mean, and here's also the thing, the Series S. If I really wanted a Xbox that bad, and I didn't want to spend a bunch of cash on it, boom. I got it. I got a little thing. I'm assuming it's gonna be like this big, right? I could just carry it around in my bag if I really want to. Oh, hey, cool. Can I play Xbox here? Yeah. It's not a bad idea to have two Xboxes.
Yeah,
I mean, one on the monitor. You got to think about it. One on the monitor over here, right? That you can bullshit around with it, play some random game on it if you wanna multitask or whatever. When you can have the big boy on the TV on the Sony 900, and play yourself some Dirt 5.
We can't see it. We can't see it. You got that graphic up.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I got you.
You got that maximum carnage thing up.
I got you. So on the Sony 900, when you can have this beautiful Xbox playing Dolby Vision HDR games on your TV, and you can just have this Series S just chilling, right near your desk or whatever.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'm just saying it's not so bad. It's not so bad as everybody thinks it is to just own two of the same thing, or two of like owning a PS5 and a Series X. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
And look at Emmanuel. Xbox will be a monopoly. Their long game is unmatched. Well, I don't know, dude. With that dev mode allowing emulators to run, as people saying they're gonna mess around and run PlayStation 3, 2, and 1 games well before.
Right.
But we're doing it now, probably.
Yeah. Let's be real, Sega man. You being the collector you are, I'm sure that's probably on your mind too.
Well, there's people that they're doing it with the S right now, where they can. I watched this guy named MVG, and he already modded his Series S where he could play different types of games from other systems. It's already been done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's basically where you pay the $20. It's a $20 fee.
Some kind of. Yeah.
And it unlocks dev mode.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Exactly. Yep.
That wouldn't be so bad if you think about it.
Yeah. The only thing about it is that it will not let you run any of the retail games.
Ooh.
So you won't be able to access. I don't think you'll be able to access Game Pass or
Big whack. It's a Game Pass machine. Come on, man.
Well, I mean, not in dev mode because they got to curb it at the at the end of the street some way, because if they don't, you're gonna just go buck wild.
At the end of the day, and I think of it this way, okay? At the end of the day, if I can't get my hands on a Series X whatsoever, but a Series S presents itself, I'll just hook it up to my monitor, dude. Like, it don't seem so bad.
It's 1440p, man. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I got a 1440p monitor right here, so it works out. At the end of the day, if I can't get my hands on a Series X for the TV, and I really, really want one, if I can't get my hands on it, then so be it. I just grab a Series S and just call it a fucking day. I want an Xbox. That's the point.
So as I was saying, it's like, this husband and wife, they were like, we can take the S and leave it at her folks' house. And, because they're always back and forth over there. So I'm looking at this stuff and I'm like, man, dude, never in my life, in my wildest dreams, would I have ever thought that the Japanese gaming community would be talking up Xbox like this, in this light. And it's it's amazing. So basically, going back to where I was going as far as Phil is concerned with this, is like, all right, you made all this hullabaloo about locking down, more of a foothold in the Japanese, in the Asian market. You guys are doing it, but now it's like we want to see what your long game is with this, because they're loving the system, they're loving the Game Pass, they're damn sure going to be loving the XCloud because they are a mobile society, both Japan and South Korea. So it's like, all right, so let's see some studio acquisitions, man, because I don't know, man. I don't know about y'all, but Tango Gameworks, even though they got them through the Bethesda deal, because of who it is that's heading it. What's his name? The guy, the creator of Resident Evil. What's his name? God,
I'm drawing blanks too, bud.
I know who I'm talking about, but the name is escaping me.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he already, if any of y'all remember, he already kind of has a bit of a sour spot with Microsoft already. But this is
really?
But this is not Phil's fault. This is like way before Phil was
Shinji Mikami.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't know is that Resident Evil 4 they were actually in talks to make that exclusive to the Xbox. And something in the story is that this is one of the reasons that it would be nice if Hebot was here, because he would definitely be able to fill in the blanks if there's anything that I'm missing. But from what I understand is that something was lost in the translation that he took the wrong way, and they said that at the meeting table they say he stood up and walked clean out.
Dang.
And ever since then, wanted nothing else to do with Microsoft unless
to fucking see it.
unless Capcom was there to force the hand, because he done already did the work, he done did the directing and coding or whatever coding he does, and it's out of his hand now. It's up to the Capcom Publishing if they want to, push it there or not. It's out of his hand, but he's been pretty hands off with Microsoft. So I'm hoping that there's a newly established relation between him and Phil, and that he's understanding that Phil is not Don Matrick, he's not Moore, he's not Bomber. So hopefully, you're kind of like, it's like hopefully you're understanding of this and that you're willing to give the platform another chance. But something deep down inside of me just kind of feels that, and given how, his age and everything, that maybe he might look at this as an excuse to just go ahead and say, you know what, I think I'm just going to hand the reins over. But I'm hoping that that's not the type of deal. And man, Nelson, come on, man, stop.
Oh, hold on, man, you can't
Stop it.
What are you doing?
Like,
what do I have to do? What do I have to do to get you to show it? What do I have to do?
And look at the damn smile on his face. It's like a villain.
Man, Mr. Keep that bear in mind for you, everybody. Keep that bear in mind.
You just pleased with yourself.
I'm not pleased. I'm annoyed. Y'all, if you have one of those plastic covers when you warming up food up in the microwave, please let someone know if you put it in the microwave before they warm it up. Especially if you got one of these new microwaves that be doubling as ovens. Please do that, because what I just showed you is the result. Yes.
Oh man, it'll be all right, man. It'll be all right.
Look, man, if it makes you feel any better, all right. If it makes you feel any better, okay, I'll make you some new art so you can have your Mr. Keep That Bear in Mind stuff on Twitter. How about that?
That'd be appreciated.
In his head, he's like, man, I want that damn art.
Man, come on, like art like this. Come on, man. I'm just saying.
Oh, and just so y'all know too, Mr. Techstorm, I'm gonna have to put you on spot, sir. But he also has a camera. So he be taking photos. He be taking he want to be
Hold
Peter
on.
Parker so bad. He want to
Hold
be
on.
Peter Parker so bad.
You
I'm just
can't
gonna have
out
to
me
say that.
like that. Hold on, man. You can't
Mhm.
out me like that, okay? I only have a camera for one reason and one reason only, okay? All right. I only have a camera for one reason only. Because my job provided me a camera. That's why. That's why. Okay. Okay. Say
Mhm.
cheese.
like hold on, camera, job. Hold on a second.
Look. I may
you
be
ain't-
a Sony fanboy. Okay. I may seem like a Sony fanboy, but I promise you, I'm a real gamer.
Oh no, I was about to say, dude, I wasn't even concerned about that. I was like, you got a camera.
I'm just.
Yeah, I was like, you got a camera, and you talking about a job from your job, and I'm like, shit, you ain't working for no Pornhub, is you?
No. Shit. You don't know, man. You don't know that. You know, I don't disclose. You know, I tend not to disclose my my personal life.
Like-
You know,
And you see, you see tech just getting all close. Like, okay, smile at the camera. All right, I want you to turn to your side and put your hand on your hip, dude. Get away from me, man. I'm just trying to capture the essence. Be like, hey, let me speak to you for a second, bro. Look, man, this ain't no Academy Award winning movie here, all right?
are you sure about that? Are you
Like,
sure?
yeah, like, yes, this ain't the Oscars, bro. they don't have a they don't have a category for us. And text them like, well, they should, and I'm gonna make sure they will.
Just
Like,
like I'm gonna start being like
big
Joaquin
dreams.
Phoenix's Joker, like everyone laugh at me.
Like big dreams. That's all it's about. Big dreams.
Big dreams.
Look this guy up. Thanks to him, pornography is now recognized by the Academy Awards.
Emmanuel says that's his dream job, bro. Look, man. All right. I may have a connection or two.
Well, here's the decision. Here's the decision. Would you rather be the photographer or the janitorial?
Oh no, I much rather be the photographer. I'm not cleaning up after that. All right. The only way you clean up after those places, right? They burn everything. Okay, that's the only way you can clean up after that. Man, it's funny because it's true.
Be like infrared and toaster ovens.
You're just like execute order 66. Oh man.
But yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, going back with but yeah, sick. Yeah, it's definitely Shinji Mikami, and as Derp was saying, is that he's got a point right here where he says everyone respects Phil, and so to me that's why I'm on the fence about it, because it's Phil, and he's went through a whole lot of effort to shake hands and kiss babies and make breakfast for him in the morning. He's like the king. The old Burger King commercial. He's like the king. He's like already in their bed. They're waking up, and he's there with a breakfast sandwich, just looking at them. It was like, how you feeling today? You all right? You good? So he's going through a lot of effort, and I really applaud him for that. And when I first met E-Rock and Sega Man, and Hebot and stuff, I was even like telling them that, dude, there's actually videos when, as far as the Xbox One not doing good over there, I was like, dude, there's actually a video of a Japanese Xbox gamer who was hurt because it's like dude, we were completely forgotten. And the only thing I can say is that's Matrick. That's Don Matrick. That's all I can say, because when he took over, he had no love whatsoever for Japanese gaming.
The heathen.
And he made he made it evident. He made it quite clear. He did not care
It's
about
cool. It's cool because he's a heathen.
It just didn't matter to him. And well, in his words, oh God, this is so old, and I'm so old, and my brain is old. But there's bits I can remember from an interview that he had where he just made it clear that he really did not see the Japanese market as being something that they should bother with anymore, because this is around the time when they were transitioning from being console to being mobile. And because see, this is when, because you got to think about it, this is when the Vita came out, but the PSP and the what was it, the PSP and the Nintendo DS were the biggest sellers over there.
Yeah,
they were even outselling the PlayStation consoles. So that's what, I guess you could say, that's what made Nintendo decide, you know what, we got one better. We're gonna go ahead and do the Switch. And the Switch is unstoppable over there. So that tells you point blank that mobile is completely just it's a force to be reckoned with over there. And Team Xbox, they notice that, they see that. So with the Game Pass app, which includes the xCloud and everything, I hope this really like opens the door even wider. But back to my tangent, and I'll end it at that and move and let you guys share your thoughts with it, is that even though he's saying this, I'm hoping that he's putting the effort in, because one thing that I can attest to with it when it comes to the Japanese, because there's acquaintances I have over there as well, from my developer background, and also when I was living over there. Well, not living, but when I was there for leave, a very long extended leave. The thing about them is that they're a type of people where it's like you got to give them something that jives with them. All right. Now they have a good, strong bit of players over there for Minecraft and Gears. And I was shocked to know that there was a good bit of Halo players over there too. But there still needs to be stuff that speaks to them. And that's why I'm kind of like hoping that, okay, I really want to see if you guys can lock down a decent partnership with Sega and put a boot to Atlus's fourth point of contact, and let them know, look, this whole little bias, this whole little favoritism towards PlayStation and Nintendo, you're gonna have to cut this right now. Get us some Persona over here too, bro. Give us some Shin Kanji over here too.
Look, all right, I'm just saying. All right, I'm just saying. Does that ever happen? If that ever happened, Microsoft would have my money in a heartbeat. I'm just saying.
It's. I mean, to me, it's like it doesn't make any sense, because a lot of those games they're making for PC also, so they're already, monkeying with the DirectX. So
let me ask you. I don't mean to cut you off, Player Boss. I don't mean to cut you off, but I do want to ask a quick question. Because this relates to what you just brought up, and I'm glad you brought this up, because that's very true. Yes, you can talk about all these different deals. Yes, you can say all about these services, but what are you providing on that service that's going to attract potential consumers, especially in a market that you're very unfamiliar with? Or let's say the people who consume that market, they are unfamiliar with you. So what are you going to do? And something I do want to ask you is, not just you specifically, but to the panel, is what do you think that it is possible that Microsoft will ever try to do something similar, or even possibly bring back Scalebound, in terms of just what Scalebound, from what it looked like, what it was supposed to do? Because from my understanding, if you look at Scalebound, yes, all those years ago, it felt as if it was kind of like, to make a quick comparison, it kind of looked like it was Microsoft's little spin, like a spin-off of what Monster Hunter's kind of deal is. You get what I'm saying?
Monster
From the
Hunter,
Japanese, from the marketplace.
yeah, Monster
So,
Hunter meets Devil May Cry.
right.
Man.
So I'm curious, do you think they will ever try something like that, or say try to bring something similar, or like say like a spiritual successor to Scalebound, what ideally it was supposed to be, but unfortunately it didn't work. It didn't turn out like they wanted it. Do you think it's possible they may try something like that, or would you say they need to, maybe with smarter studios, and work their way up to maybe something to that level that they wanted to do?
Well, all right. In my mind, or basically in my mind, this is basically the playbook I would see to go with. All right. And I always keep going on and on about it, and I will not let it die. Matter of fact, all of y'all that are tuned in, and those of you that watch, hit up Phil Spencer and hit him with hashtag bring back Miss Walker. I don't care how annoying it is. Just don't be toxic. Just be like, hey, Phil, bring back Miss Walker. I'm starting that movement. I say bring them back. All right. And this goes into the next thing, answering your question. As far as Scalebound goes, they can, if they wanted to, because they technically own the IP. It kind of sucks because it is Kamiya's idea. It is his pet project that he always wanted to do. But the thing that's so funny about it is that for your dream project that you always wanted to do, that you're literally given this endless ceiling of funding, you sure let it fall by the wayside. And so it's because of that it's like I don't see them doing it with Platinum Games, because I think it's because of what Platinum Games did, that the mentality of Microsoft has shifted now, where Sadia is like, yeah, we're not doing that no more. For now on, it's either we own the IP or we own the team. Because I really think that really traumatized them bad. Well, not so much as them, but the investors, because the thing about investors is that if they not feeling it, they're not going to give you the go ahead for it. And we got to remember this: Microsoft is a corporation. So even though Sadia may sit at the head, they're still a board of members, board members. And if those board members are not giving you green lights, you're not going to be able to do it. And I think that's what's happening. And when the question comes up and Phil kind of like he looks reluctant to answer it, it's because it's the board. The board really is like, nah, do you remember what they did? Yeah. No, it's not going to happen. So if we want to see Scalebound come back, what's probably going to happen is that here's the way I see it in my head, and I want to hear you guys' thoughts as to what you think, including y'all in the chat. Everybody remembers a nice little gem called Crimson Dragon that came out. Came out on the Xbox One back in when it launched. Yeah. All right. Crimson Dragon is the creation of Yokiya-san, who is the creator of Panzer Dragoon.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
And
too.
Oh yeah. And also he is the creator of Phantom Dust. He, along with Miss Walker, with Sakaguchi, I'm hoping Phil has been talking to and shaking hands with, having dinners with, luncheons before the pandemic, and has gave them an open invite to come back. All right. Yokio should be an easier deal because he was actually a bona fide Microsoft employee at one point. That's how he got the green light for Phantom Dust. And he made it clear in the interview that he really wants to do Phantom Dust 2, and he really wants to do a RPG, an open world RPG version of Crimson Dragon. Now this is where I'm going. If there's anybody who can make Scalebound work, and if he's given the type of love and space and funding that Phil is giving to the studios now, forget what we saw with Crimson Dragon. I believe that Yokio with the right team could really make a Scalebound that blows our minds, because you're talking about a dude who already understands world building. He already understands RPG elements. He already understands gameplay loops and replayability. Because, dude, think about how many times, Sega Man, dude, how many times have you played through Panzer Dragoon? I mean, you may have beaten it, but you'll wait like a month or so later and fire it back up again.
Yeah. They're good.
So,
good games. I have both of them on Sega Saturn. 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, and especially with Phantom Dust. So and there you go, Phantom Dust. He already understands online competitive gameplay, or online, just online gameplay, period. So that's the reason I brought him up as to the possibility of there ever being Scalebound coming back. Because, here's the thing. We would have to accept the fact that what we get and see might not be Scalebound. It might not look like Scalebound, but in its spirit, it is Scalebound. Hell, it might not even be called Scalebound. But it will have the elements there. And, so I guess it kind of like brings the question of, if it still gave you that dragon with the AI that's, working alongside you, and you can still ride it and go all over this vast open world map, leveling up your dragon, evolving it, modifying it, buying items and equipment for it, and plus for your character. Would you guys still be okay with that?
Yeah, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, not just specifically if they could do you think they could bring back Scalebound, but let's say a spiritual successor? Because, to be quite honest with you, and I've told Tech this before, because we've had this conversation, and I mean this to the bottom of my heart, the one game that, in terms of being exclusive to the Xbox as of right now, actually, hold on, I might check back on it. But let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, it would be exclusive to Xbox. The one game that would make me absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, make me buy Xbox or let's say wait until like a unique bundle or what have you, is Fable. And my thing is this. I think that for the most part, when it comes to exclusives, Microsoft's not, I've said this before and I'll say it again, Microsoft is not out the realm of doing exclusive content anymore. But I think that at this point, they want to properly pace themselves with that kind of content. And so to me, that's why I was wondering, your thoughts, because the way I would think of it is like this. I think at this stage, Microsoft will want to see, ideally, how does one exclusive work so far, and for how it worked or how it is received by the general public, or say from the marketplace. I think they could take that as kind of like what's it called? Like a sample size of the kind of exclusive games, besides, like Gears and whatnot, they could put on the marketplace that would sell. And so the thing is this. If you think about Fable, and again, I don't know where they're going to go with Fable, but if you think of the world, right? If anyone who's ever played Fable before, be it was the first, the second, or third, the thing is, and again, I don't know if they're going to continue off of what the last Fable game was, or are they going to just try to make a whole reboot of it?
It's going to be a reboot. Okay. They already said it's going to be a full reboot, and this time there's going to be character creation. You're going to be able to create your character.
Right. And so that's why I'm curious. Yeah. So that's why I'm curious about is, if you sit back and you think about it, at the end of the day, Scalebound was a fantasy-based game. Same thing goes for Fable. So here's the thing. I think in my mind, Microsoft is going to see how Fable does before they delve into any other kind of exclusive content that's in the realm of fantasy. You get what I'm saying? And take,
Well,
certain examples of that and say, okay, this worked, this doesn't work, and just see where it falls in the marketplace. Because I really would want something like Scalebound. It wouldn't have to be specifically Scalebound, but something similar within spirit. I would love to see. Not, I mean, I wouldn't be against it being a exclusive necessarily, as long as it's treated well.
yeah, they
But you're right. It would definitely need the right team and the right people behind it. You're absolutely right on that. But that's how I end my thoughts on that.
yeah, they the thing is though, they wouldn't exactly wait for Fable in that regards because they got like a plethora of fantasy games already in the works, such as Avowed, and
Right.
from what we're to understand, Avowed is a lot more further along than what everybody's thinking. So Avowed is as far as the last hearsay is looking to be somewhere around a 2022 release, and people are thinking it's like a 2023 or something like that, and they're like, no, we're probably looking at either very late 2021 or somewhere around mid 2022. So, and there's like a lot of people who are like salivating to get their hands on that game.
Avowed is the one game that I really want.
Yeah, that it's funny because it's like no matter how you slice and dice it, that game was intended to be a slap to Bethesda's face. And it's funny because now all of a sudden, now they're like, oh, so you went ahead and bought Bethesda. so now we're essentially partners with them. And I mean, but the thing at the end of the day is actually cool because in an interview they were kind of even joking around saying that there seems to be a lot of people interested in Obsidian doing another New Vegas, and I'm not saying it's gonna. Ty Howard's like, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm just kind of saying we're a little bit more closer in the realms now than we was like over a year ago. So who knows, man? Like I said, everybody dream big. So Derp, 2022. So yeah, but Sega man, I mean, your thoughts about this as what about the possibility of Scalebound coming back, or something, or a successor of it?
Well, I could maybe see a successor of it coming back, but Scalebound, I don't think so, guys. I mean, after what they did by, kind of, I got to say, it's stealing the money and funding it for other games. You lost that trust. You know what I mean? It was very irresponsible what they did. And Microsoft, at the end of the day, fellas, is they're a company, and that's one thing you don't do. They're not going to give you all that money, and then you go and turn your back on them and go make other games, for other systems. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, you don't do stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Microsoft could have, really took that to another level, could have sued them, all kind of stuff. And they let them apologize and everything. You just don't do that. You know what I mean? And that was a lot of money. I mean, that was a lot of money. He apologized up and down.
That was over 100. Was it over 100 million?
Yeah, I mean, you don't take Microsoft's $100 million and go make other games. I mean, you're not trustworthy after that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, so it'd be really hard, for them to go back and have them do it. You know, what I mean, maybe you can come back, guys, and maybe somebody else can do it. It would be nice to see Scalebound come back because a lot of gamers were excited and they were waiting to try that game out. And I feel the same way you guys do. I would have liked it to have happened, but that was really bad what happened, guys. With that, what I mean, you don't do stuff like that, man. You know what I mean? That's terrible. But maybe they can make a successor, like you guys said. I never thought about it that way. But that would be nice if Microsoft would do something like that, and see that to come to fruition, man. To see see a game like Scalebound, come back, because a lot of people, they want Microsoft to, try to revamp that IP and bring that back to us. But I don't know, guys. I think that might take a long time, to be honest with you, if it was Scalebound. But to make something like it,
Scalebound,
I can see.
I'd be patient. I'm patient
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Yeah. When I heard that, guys, when I first heard that they did that, I was like, wow, that's bold. You don't take $100 million, and that's crazy, man. That's nuts.
I was shocked because we're talking about Platinum Games, dude, and this is supposed to be this is a studio with a pedigree, and it's like wow, why would you do that to yourselves? And it's kind of like this. It's like the situation with Gearbox when Gearbox pulled that mess with Colonial Marines with Sega. It's like, dude, you guys are big and up and coming with the Borderlands series, and it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
it's like, it's like you stained yourselves.
One of my favorite games from them, that was on the 360, was called Vanquish. That was a really good game.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a really good game, and I can't believe they did that. Now Bayonetta, they made Bayonetta too, right?
Yes, they made Bayonetta as well.
Yeah, and that was those were great games, guys. You know what I mean? And like Fireboss said, that the pedigree they had was awesome, but for them to do that was a very, very, very bad mistake. You know what I mean? So.
Yo, Tech, what's going on over there, man? You building the Xbox Series X?
Man, I wish shit. I'm about to put some up for sale, twitch.tv/Techsnor.
Make 3. Send one for me and one for Sega Man.
I didn't forget Mr. Keep That Bear in Mind, y'all. I didn't forget him either, I'm crafting the liquid vapor chamber right now, It's I'm not gonna lie, man. It's some pretty hardcore work, man. I'm crafting it.
What you need, some sandstone and some diamonds?
No, I need some Phil Spencer energy, man. I'm not even going front. Yeah. I'm just saying, this is hard work. Shit, man. I don't even know if I'm gonna hit it by Cyberpunk's release date. Let's just delay Cyberpunk another year. It's fine.
Oh no, Cyberpunk's coming in heavy and hot, bro.
I hope so. It better, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna really fight somebody. I'm gonna fight somebody. If I see
that's
delayed,
a good game coming.
If I see delayed,
it's gonna be a great game.
January 15th, I'm gonna fight someone. I'm just saying.
Cyberpunk, it's gonna be good.
Cyberpunk will be amazing, and even on the TV podcast, we were reviewing the gameplay footage. We said, all kind of agreed that this looks way better on Xbox. Even though it's just that compact.
Yeah, and it'll be very enjoyable. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait to play it. Good. I like sci-fi type games too.
Right.
And I can't wait to play that, man. That's going to be awesome.
3
awesome.
Series X's in the mail. I got mine right by my TV. Okay. All right, we're just about done. All right, man. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Consider the hunt over, gentlemen. Ah, man. That's a good time.
Mess around this dude in your shoebox. a black shoebox spray painted black.
Man.
Be like, man, I can't even see where to put the CD in.
I'll send you a picture of it. Well, hold on. What's going down on Walmart right now? Hold on. What's going down on Walmart?
Like, but man, but yeah. So moving on to another topic and everything.
Mm.
So we again had the video game awards. Be honest with you, I completely forgot about it. I didn't say forgot. I just didn't care. And they are out of all the nominees for Game of the Year. I don't know about you guys, but I was really kind of thinking that Ori, in the Blind Forest would have been there, but of course it wasn't. So there was like literally no Microsoft game there. I mean, technically you could say Doom Eternal, but but when these nominations were made, this is probably way before the acquisition was even mentioned. So, so Game of the Year once again, no Microsoft first party games made it, which is just man, seriously. But of all games to win it, it's like I told a lot of people, I said, you know what, I saw this coming. I don't know why, but I saw this coming. But The Last of Us 2 got game of the year. Did you guys see this?
Last of Us Part 2 got it?
Yeah.
It did?
Really?
Wait, aren't the awards in December?
No, did it get nominations? No, it didn't actually get it because it's not happening yet, right?
Not until December.
Right. Oh, hold on. I gotta Google it. Hold on, wait. Game Awards. Ah, shit. You know what? I forgot to vote. That's my B. That's my B. Fuck. No way. No way. Last of Us 2 got everything. It's impossible.
You sound like Vegeta. That's impossible.
That's impossible, Kakarot. Kakarot.
But yeah, I mean, it. The thing about it is like, hold on a second, Emmanuel. Oh, okay, that's right. It's the Joystick Awards. All right, thanks, man. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My apologies. Correction, folks.
See, you had me worried over a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, you're saying that, but watch.
Look, all right, I'm gonna vote right now for what I think out of what I played this year was Game of the Year. I'm voting right now. I'm voting live. Shit.
Get out, do your duty. Go out there and vote.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah. So to me, it's like, why is it even up there? I mean, for all the controversy it generated, and I don't mean because of like just the storyline alone. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if I was running the show, it'd be like, it's like you hate to snub people's hard work. Being an artist myself, you hate to do that. But when you have something that is generating so much negativity and so many stains on it, to me, it's like, it's kind of hard to really look at you as a nominee anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right. I got you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's my view. I mean, what do you think, man? Sega man.
Well, a lot of people. I mean, when it first came out, it was kind of okay, but I never really watched the awards, guys. I would catch like like highlights after, but a lot of people out in the gaming community think it's biased. You know what I mean? They think that a lot of it leans more towards Sony games and stuff like that.
Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo. And to a certain extent, yes, you can say that, but who's is it? Jeff Keighley? Is that him? He does the awards, right? So it's Jeff Keighley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
VR.
the VGAs, but the Golden Joystick, I think, is someone else.
That's someone else.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know about that. To be honest with you guys, I'm not too sure about the
Easy
the
vote.
joystick awards. The only one I really heard of and like heard a lot about was the awards that Jeff does. But not the joystick awards so much. You know what I mean? But I'm wondering who hosts that. I can't. I don't know who hosts that one.
Yeah, hey, Derp. In all honesty, though, with Animal Crossing, I believe the reason why it was there is because you got to think about it. Animal Crossing came at the right time. It came when the pandemic hit and nobody had nothing to do at home. That's why so many.
Oh yeah,
switches,
perfect.
That's why so
Perfect
many
timing.
switches. Yeah, that's why so many switches were hard to find, and Nintendo
Yeah.
could not keep up with the demand. They still can't keep up with the demand.
Now let me ask you this. Now, sorry to go on a side tangent here, but if you had to pick one for best RPG, right? Because we have the nominees here: Final Fantasy VII Remake, Genshin Impact, Persona 5 Royal, Wasteland 3, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Now, for me personally, I've only really delved into, out of these few, Persona 5 Royal and Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have not played Yakuza Like a Dragon. I have very much interest in Yakuza Like a Dragon, but I don't know if it's, for me personally, if it would top Persona 5 Royal.
When I first saw it, it came off as a little campy to me. But when I watched a few people actually playing it, playthroughs and stuff,
yeah,
it looks like it might be a potential grab for me once I get my X.
Right.
Because dude, I'm starved.
I definitely want to play it.
Starved.
I definitely want to play it. Look, I'm not denying it. I finished the first Persona 5 like all the way through. I went like halfway through the New Game Plus, right? And Persona 5 Royal, I kind of like dropped off halfway because like I was just like, I really don't feel like playing this again, but I know it's a great game. But then there's Yakuza Like a Dragon, and I'm just like, that looks good. And it kind of reminds me of Persona, so I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of want to give Yakuza the vote, even though I haven't played it. But the only ones I really played out of that list was Final Fantasy VII and Persona 5. That's it.
Yeah, and going with Emmanuel is saying right here is, dude, yeah, he's right, and it's funny he brought that up because thank you, because that's one of the things I was wanting to bring up is as awesome of a game as Gears Tactics was, and as much praise and high scores it was getting, why was that not added in? Because I mean, that's a RPG, well, a tactical RPG. So it's like,
I haven't played Gears Tactics yet at all.
Yeah, dude. It's, from what I understand, it's a solid game. I got it loaded up. I got it loaded up on mines, and it's sad. I got it loaded up on mines, but I have not played it yet because I've been distracted with daily life. And when I was able to sit down and play, I kind of like wound up kind of sinking my time into something else.
Right.
But from what I understand, it's a solid title.
I'll give the vote. I'll just give the vote to Persona. That's all, the only one I really played other than Final Fantasy.
Well, I mean, that's fair enough, because the thing about it is that it wouldn't make sense for you to make the vote if you haven't really touched, any of those.
Right.
But but the thing is, it's like I probably would have, probably picked Wasteland 3 as well, just like
I never played a single Wasteland game, to be honest with you. Never played a single one.
Yeah, I mean, just as like Dirk was saying, it's like I probably would have went with Wasteland, because to me, for me personally, what takes Final Fantasy Remake out of the equation is the fact that why are you piecemealing this? Why is this thing a not I mean, the thing is it's like why are you doing this 3-episode thing? It's like, dude, these are Blu-rays. These are ultra Blu-rays. You got the room to put the whole damn thing on there. Stop it.
Yeah.
And also, I guess another thing I'm annoyed about is that remember when this game was first pitched, when it was first talked about, when you first saw Cloud in E3 jump off that train, it was labeled coming to Xbox. They turned around, took Sony's money, and locked it to the Sony platform. And like I keep telling everybody, oh man, it's just a time exclusive, boss. No, it's dude, we're already in a new generation. It is not coming to Xbox. That's dude, we are going to see Final Fantasy fifth. What's the one coming up now? 16?
16.
Yeah. We are going to see 16 before we ever see 7 remake come to the Xbox platform.
I'm just saying 16, like I fucking screamed in hype when I fucking saw the trailer for 16. Like when I saw the Chocobo, I was just like, yo, I need everybody to shut the fuck up right now already.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one of my slights with Square Enix. I mean, I ain't going to get into that because that's another topic.
Right.
But that's my grievance with them is that they've been in bed with Sony for so long, ever since they both ran away from home from Daddy Nintendo. And like I keep joking around saying hide on the side on abandoned barns off the road and everything, as Daddy Nintendo's driving by in the old pickup truck looking for him. They had to escape an abusive household.
Right.
I know I'm sorry. I know I'm laughing. So no offense. No offense to anybody who actually has went through such trauma, but it's like that's where they both meld together. Is that they went through stuff with Nintendo and they're like, you know what? I'm tired of this. You tired of this? Yeah, I'm tired of this too. Yeah, well let's split. And they've been so knee deep in it with each other that it's the thought of Square working with anybody else becomes laughable. Because when the 360 first came on the scene, and it was not just the RPG machine, it was the JRPG machine as well. They had at least, I believe, 2 or 3 titles that were, even though they're Microsoft IPs, they were developed and produced by Square.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wasn't going to see a Final Fantasy. You damn sure not till Lightning. You wasn't going to. Well, I guess you did. We did get 11, a broken version of 11, but you wasn't going to see any Final Fantasy come to the Xbox. So that's what I liked about when Peter Moore was in charge, was that he made the effort to make sure everything was there. And Don Matrick just basically just squat and took a dookie all over it, and just completely ruined the whole pool for everybody.
Right.
So yeah, that's my only grievance, is that we're not going to see anything from them. I mean, I would like to be, as Nelson would say, to fly on the wall to see how the talk went, just to finally get Dragon Quest come to Xbox. I mean, the game is like coming on like almost coming on close to 2 years now, and granted that it's the director's cut, it's just now coming, and so I would like to have known how that conversation went, and of all things, to come to Game Pass too. I mean, I know that had to been like completely like just like, well, can we put this on Game Pass? They were probably kind of like sweating buckets, because there's a good bit of developers where they're just not in the know. Where you have developers where it's like, dude, we're having outrageous success with this thing. We're having more player engagement than we would have had if we just put it on store shelves. But the best part of it is we can still put it on store shelves. So it was probably uncharted. It was probably uncharted territory to them. But enough of that, because I'm going off track here. But yeah, Nelson, I mean, your thoughts about the game, the Joystick Awards nominees and everything. Well, what you're aware of.
Well, I'll say. Well, first of all, I do want to take us back a few years ago.
Oh, wavy lines, wavy lines.
And if y'all recall, back to when God of War got the reward for Game of the Year, I at that point in time I didn't really care much for the V VGAs for the most part. I didn't. But what stood out to me about that was because not just from my own personal experience playing the game, but just seeing or starting to perceive the VGAs in a different light. Because here's the thing: to answer your question to both you and for Emmanuel, who had posed the question, why don't we see like Gear Tactics on that kind of list? I think at the end of the day, it comes down to legacy. Because think about it like this: God of War, yes, it's had some hiccups in the from its side content, or not. Let me not say. I mean, you get the gist of where I'm trying to come from. Like from like you had Ascension, you had Ghost of Sparta, Chains of Olympus, and the thing is, they were not bad games, but they weren't necessarily the greatest God of War games that were out there. But they didn't tarnish the legacy of what God of War was, or excuse me, where it currently is. And so you got to think about it like this. Gears, on the other hand, Gears has had those kind of entries that, again, people can debate was good, bad, and terrible. And again, but at the end of the day, it's about that legacy. It's about what tarnishes that legacy in the eyes of not specifically the general public, but it's more so just the standard in gaming. Mm-hmm. That's why, for me, when you look at God of War getting that reward for Game of the Year, that to me made sense. Not because it was God of War, but because it did something that no other God of War ever did. It made Kratos. It took the concept of Kratos being a father and actually doing something with it. And you saw how much from the previous entries, how much they weighed on him to be a father again. You actually see it. You feel it. You understand why he acts the way he does with his son. You understand why again, you've ever played even just one God of War game, you understand why he pretty much wants to keep to himself. You understand why he's not in the rush to save anyone like that. And here's the thing: you could honestly apply those kinds of lessons that he teaches to Atreus in the real world. You really can. Because here's the thing: Atreus, yes, he raised with his mother that, you got to help people, but the truth is of the world, you can't help everybody. And perhaps you shouldn't have to help everybody. I mean, let's just be honest about that. That's a real world lesson a lot of children, specifically young boys, have to learn. And some of those young boys, unfortunately, may not have fathers. And yes, we can talk about why that is the case in different realms if we want to. But to stick it to video games, God of War was more than a video game. And to me, that shined in a way that made the legacy of God of War put itself back on top. And so when I look at the not VMAs, excuse me, but the VGAs, I think at the end of the day, yes, can these things have their biases and what have you? Yes, they can. But what we also have to consider is not everyone looks at the legacies of some of these franchises and say, this particular entry got you back on top versus it just got you midway. And so if you're not on the top, they're not really going to look at you. Now, here's the thing. We can go back and forth. Objectively speaking, what could be considered a good game, and subjectively, what's a good game. But at the end of the day, it goes back to, as far as I'm concerned, legacy. If the entry that comes out is not putting the legacy of a particular franchise back on top, it's not going to get noticed. Now, in your heart of hearts, you feel like it should have a place on there because we shouldn't judge. Let's say, like, it's for instance, you shouldn't have to judge. Or hold on, because I'm trying to make sure I'm saying this right. Regardless of the franchise, every game that comes out should be judged on its own merit. At the end of the day, regardless of how you feel about Gears as a whole, you should still pass fair judgment to Gears tactics as its own entry, as its own game at the end of the day. Same thing with Persona. Same thing with Last of Us 2. Yes. And again, I'm not trying to open Pandora's box right now. But again, you have to be fair. You have to be objective. And the thing is, that's why I understand people saying there's biases within those kinds of showcases or those kinds of events. Because again, are you really being objective? Are you really judging, giving a fair shot to these games? If you're not, then again, there's going to be a disconnection. There's not, how do I want to say this? There's going to be a disconnection. And please excuse me, I'm not trying to go on a tangent, but I'll finish my thoughts on this. If we're not being honest and we're not being fair about giving out these roses to these developers, to these companies, to these video games, then what good at the end of the day are these kind of events for? At the end of the day, is what my mind goes. And I'll end my thoughts on that.
Okay. Well said, I think.
All right. What your thoughts, Sega Man?
My opinion is that Gears of War does have a legacy. From the first Gears of War to Gears of War 5, in my opinion, Gears of War 5 should have been nominated as Game of the Year back then. Just like Halo, they both of those games have a legacy on the Xbox, and I just thought, in my opinion, that it should at least have been nominated. And to see, or it was Gears 4 for it not to be nominated. To me, I just thought that was unfair. I have nothing against God of War or any PlayStation game. Everybody, has their own opinion on how they think and feel about games, on different systems. But Gears of War definitely, in my opinion, should have been nominated because it does have a legacy. And, from Gears 1, and you might not like them all, you might not like all the Gears of War, but Gears of War definitely, I believe, in my opinion, deserved to be in that category for Game of the Year. You know what I mean? I am a diehard Gears of War fan, and I understand and appreciate people's opinion on it. But coming from a guy that's played all the games, beat all the games, know the lore of the game, in my opinion, Gears of War should have definitely been up there for Game of the Year. Not saying it, didn't have to win, but it should have been up there. And a lot of other gamers, that they feel that same way about that. And I mean, it should have been there. So that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, and outside of the, because everybody already knows. I mean, I'm hardcore Xbox, but I can put that aside and still even say myself that dude, for what they did. I mean, the turnaround they did with 5, dude, 5 should have gotten that. It really should have. Because I mean, I guess you say it's just like, what you're saying about with God of War, the new role and setting they have for Kratos. You would not have expected that. That was something that was new and refreshing, and it fit. It went into place. Just like, you would have never have expected Kate in Gears to grow on you the way, Marcus, Marcus and Cole did and stuff. You would have never have expected that, and it's, I guess you say it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I'll leave it there. But yeah, Tech, going with you, man.
Now, as far as I just want to clarify. I was scrolling through and I was voting and everything like that.
Stop voting.
Now,
The polls are closed.
stop the count. No.
What are you doing? Why are you still counting?
Now, now the whole thing with Gears, I just want to clarify that it is up for best sim and strategy. I did give it a vote. Even though I didn't play it, it seems like a solid game, and I do like Gears of War. Now as far as like the actual Gears of War games, I enjoy them. Right? I haven't played all of them, like each and every single one of them, like fully through the way through, but I've at least opened it up and paid like maybe 25% of almost every one. And other than 5. But I have to say I do enjoy them, and they are my childhood since I did play a lot of those games. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was my first M-rated game besides Grand Theft Auto that I ever played, was Gears of War. And, I was just amazed for the time, thinking back now, for the time that game was out, the physics and the graphics that it had were amazing. It was like PS5 running on PS2 in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like, let's say if you had Series X graphics, but you were on an original Xbox. That's what it felt like. That's the excitement and the attention that it gave, and the fact that these games just kept coming out. I still want to play 5, but I think I'll wait until I get a Series X for that, because it's not running too well on the PC front for whatever reason via Game Pass. But I'll just say, this game franchise has been with me since the beginning, so I will always stand by it, no matter how bad the game may seem. It was one of those games where it was just my childhood, and I can't overlook it.
All right. Okay. Well, on that note, that's pretty much the show. Any final thoughts from any of y'all?
I'll say this. For my final thoughts, I'll say this. To kind of like go over what we discussed is, again, y'all, I think because people can make this argument if they want to or not, but I would think that it would not hurt us to properly give the roses that people deserve. And the thing is, if there's foul play going on in the background, then should we be the ones? And I'm not saying specifically the folks on this panel or even the people in the chat, but I'm saying in general, should it not be our responsibility to call that out and have it corrected? I think it is. I didn't say I know for a fact. I say I think it should be our responsibility.
Speak and so to the universe.
Yes. And so the thing is this, like taking the VGAs, for example, if they are carrying themselves in a way that you don't particularly like, I'm not saying don't voice your opinion out there, but what I would say is take in consideration, what is it that you can do as an individual to make this better? Because if what your concern is just make sure that these games have their proper spotlight that they deserve, regardless of X, Y, and Z saying about it, I think that ultimately it comes down to making your own platform and putting those games on there, or putting whatever you want on there, and you make sure that it's carried about appropriately. That is, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna say the solution to these issues, but I'm saying that is a route that we all can take, especially in this day and age with, again, the internet. Because who's gonna stop you from making your own game show? Or who's gonna stop? Well, excuse me, some folks, depending from a legal perspective, might make that argument. But typically speaking, in the spirit of, again, giving these games their proper shine, that shouldn't stop any one of us from doing so from an objective and a fair standpoint. But that's my final thoughts on that.
All right. And but yeah, so I mean the thing is going along with what you said, I'll add to it, which also goes into my usual closing remarks and everything, is that right now with the way everything is going, and I mean, and I'm not going to get into the whole COVID thing because we already know what it is. The so-called console warring is at its most toxic, most heated, height. And be honest with you, I don't see it getting any worse because what's said has already been said. All right, we already know what's going on with the dev tools, and I'm just telling everybody is like, look, just stop arguing about it. Don't stress yourself over it because I'm getting it's breaking my heart to keep seeing on my Reddit and every other tweet where there's an Xbox fan who gives up and is like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna go PlayStation. And of course, it's followed with, yeah, man, way to go. You're thinking smart. It's like, no, you're not. You're not thinking smart. You're becoming you basically have became a quitter, and you're following. But it's your coin, it's your choice. But the best solution I can see to it is stop arguing. Because right now, what's going to have to happen is this is the moment where it's become the show era. It's all about the showing now. So just in the end, let's go ahead and as they keep showing, the toxic PlayStation fans like to do, where they like to talk about well, we like, Jim Ryan lets the games talk. He likes to show it. Okay, well, that's what's going to have to happen here. So let's just wait for the tools to go ahead, get implemented, let the right people on the teams get their hands on it. And, let's see how it goes, because right now I don't want to keep seeing everybody stressing themselves over it. I'm no longer stressing myself over it. It's pointless. I mean, Sega Man had a nice video up about it. And, he, along with like Hebot, E-Rock, Mr. 100, a lot of them, they just get attacked for it. It's always, oh, you're damage controlling. And it's like, no, it's not damage controlling. We're just, because you got people who are asking the question. They're scratching their head. What's happening? What's going on? Why is this happening? Can we give an answer without it being called damage controlling? That's why I'm just saying, telling everybody, like, look, go ahead and address it. Say what you want to say, but at the end of the day, it's like, don't get into it with nobody. Just don't bother, because they're fixed in their mind the way they are and the way things is. Let them ride the high. Let them have it, because here's the sad thing about those highs. When you come crashing down, the ground is going to come real fast, and it's going to come real hard. And shut up.
Wait, what?
Like, quit it.
He got the jokes. He got the jokes. Oh man, you kind of did it to yourself. I'm not even gonna front.
Like, yeah, I know, but the thing is like, and the thing is, when they get off the ground, they're gonna have to look around as to see who they got to blame. But that's it for my rant and everything. I know it's not going to lessen the pain of it, but it's the only advice I can give is, I'm not saying get thick skin. I'm just saying, just say what you got to say, do what you got to do, and just leave it be, because they're not going to change. It's not going to change. You're not going to always be lucky enough to come across a PlayStation gamer like Tech that's level-minded and you're able to have a solid one-on-one conversation with.
Fuck everything about Micah. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, stop it. So
I got you there for a second.
like I'm an infiltrator.
Nah, double agent. Oh shit.
I've been exposed. But yeah, so I mean, you're not going to get that all the time, and every day. But the thing is, they are out there.
Mhm.
I will say that 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 as far as Mr. Tech goes, like, dude, for those of you that are like you on the PlayStation side, because I know y'all exist. I've seen y'all exist before when I used to be on PlayStation myself. It would be very lovely if all of you could get together and did like we did on the Xbox side, as far as our troll problem, our troll infestation we used to have back in the early 360 era, and go ahead and kindly show them out the door.
Right.
And just make it clear where it's like, look, and the thing about it is that this is not all just you guys. This isn't something all on your shoulder. This is something Sony is going to have to do as well themselves, because like I said in your last podcast, this is a 2-part solution. It's got to be company and community. Because I mean, dude, how often do you keep hearing people say like, oh yeah, I'm getting death threats from these guys while I'm playing Gears, or I'm being sexually harassed while playing Gears, or and how often do you hear somebody who was a PlayStation player and they're like, you know what, I'm getting kind of tired of this. I'm going to Xbox. There's a reason. It's like, dude, as you get older, there's so much of the crap you can take. Right. And there's some where it's like they soldier through it just so they can enjoy, the games. But that's just it. They completely cut themselves off from the community.
Right. And pretty much I'm that at that point where I'm just like, okay, so I'm just gonna sever myself from like all the toxicity, right? Okay, cool. I just want to play Spider-Man Miles Morales. Can I do that?
No, you cannot. You got to be one of us. You
gotta go fuck yourself. All right.
You got to come with us with these after these Xbox. It's, and the thing is, it's like, dude, I applaud you, and you're always welcome to join us. But like I said, I mean, to everybody that's watching and those who watch this later, is enjoy your gaming. All right. Life is too short, and to be as old as a lot of you probably are, it's best to go ahead and enjoy what you want to enjoy, so long as there's nothing illegal and that's causing any harm to
Don't
anyone.
Don't blow any vape smoke in any Xbox Series X's. I will find you. Like if you're gonna blow smoke in it, look, all right, so I'll take it, right? You say it's broken, I'll take it off your hands. Toys for Tech, 1-800. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's still gonna push that. So without further ado, Sega Man, can you kindly tell the audience where they can find you?
Well, before we do that, I just want to say I like what you brothers are doing out here. I'm 48 years old. I've been playing games for a long time. I own over 30 game systems, and you guys are you guys are what I like to see. I like to see the young brothers out here and the brothers gaming and doing podcasts, and I hope you guys continue to do what you do. I just like this, man, and I hope you guys just keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can have a podcast like this, like we had tonight, and everybody might have a difference of opinion, but everybody should respect everybody's opinion.
Right.
And that's what it's all about. And I am very proud of you brothers, man. I'm serious. You guys are doing your thing, because there's nobody out there that is going to give us a chance. We have to do it. There's no, you know what I'm talking about when I say this.
Right.
There's nobody else out there that's
Yes,
not
sir.
gonna help us do anything. We have to help each other. So I'm glad to see Tech and you guys out here doing this, man. This is great. It was a good podcast, and I really enjoyed meeting you, brothers. And you keep sticking to what you're doing, man, and just keep it going, man, because we need brothers out here in gaming like you to do this, man. Because I mean, there's nobody's going to give us a chance. We got to do it ourselves. You know what I mean? So I'm it was very good podcast tonight. I'm glad to have met you, brothers, and you keep doing what you're doing, man. And you can always find me on my channel, Sega Man 101, on YouTube. And it was great, a great night to do this with you, Fire Boss, and meet these brothers. And I hope that they continue in their endeavors with their podcasts. And I just hope that they thrive, and I believe they will, because you got a couple of brothers on here that know what they're talking about. They're really strong in their opinions, and this is something good here, man. And I just hope you guys keep it up, man. Good luck.
Oh yeah, dude! Don't forget to tell people about your podcast, man.
Well, yeah, I have a little. It's just a little podcast on Saturday, guys. It's called Game Talk with Sega Man, where I might have a Hebot on there, or Fire Boss, or maybe have some of you guys come on there too. It's just what's going on in, out here in the gaming streets. I just shoot
Right.
questions from the hip. Nothing scripted or anything. Everything is just real. And that's the way it should be. We shouldn't have to read from
Exactly
those
what I
scripts.
said.
And
That's the way it
yeah,
should be.
yeah, right. You're right, Tech. You shouldn't have tell people in the podcast, well, I need you to
Nah.
do this, and you can't say this and that, because that's not the way a real podcast is. This is a real podcast.
Nah, look, if
And,
we're gonna have chaos, we're gonna have it orderly
Right.
chaos, but it's still gonna be
Right.
chaos, all right?
Right. Right. And I am proud. I'm saying, man, I'm proud of this, because I'm gonna tell you guys what. Before I go, I've witnessed a lot of growing up in gaming in the early 360 days and stuff like that. I noticed a lot of racial stuff, man. I would just listen. I never really talked, but when I would hear other brothers talk, like in Halo, or what was the other one, Mech Assault, in the old days, I heard a lot of N words, a lot of stuff you wouldn't believe, man. I'm like, wow, this is
Right.
crazy, talking about women, women's private parts, and you shouldn't be in here with us, and you're this and that, and I'm gonna shove this in you. I mean, it was bad, man. I'm gonna tell you, it was bad.
Shit.
It was real bad, and it's still happening today. But man, even back then, when they weren't really doing nothing about it, like the companies, people complaining. There's a brother having a good time on Mechasol. He was, he was putting in that work, and these other people got mad and called him the N word, and I'm gonna kill you, and I'm gonna find you. Your mom is this, and I mean, it was bad, man.
Yeah.
It was real bad, But I'm glad you guys are doing what you're doing, man. You guys keep it up, man.
All right.
Pleasure
Yes,
meeting
sir.
you guys.
Of course.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. And before we do close out, and I know I already said I was going to say my final piece, but just to give a response to what you just said, I like to first of all tip my imaginary hat off to you, sir, for being an OG and just taking a moment out of your day to voice your thoughts, to voice your opinions. And also, you are correct. At the end of the day, we can't rely on everyone that's outside of us, or let's say it's outside of our own circumstances. We have to look at the people who are within our own circumstances and say, how can we raise each other up? That's why I've said this multiple times on the Technical Difficulties podcast. Anyone who comes on there, and anyone who comes from the podcast going on to someone else's podcast, like this, for example, I mean it when I say this. At the end of the day, we going to get these collaborations going. Not for the sake of, we're going to just build a following. We're going to build a community of gamers. I'm serious when I say I'm going to start creating a Switzerland, our Switzerland.
Yeah. All right.
Because at the end of the day, it's got to start somewhere. Might as well be us.
That's right. That's right. All right.
All right.
I hear that. I hear that, man. I hear that.
All right. And can you tell everybody where they can find you, Mr. Nelson?
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Mr. KT IBM 1. I'm gonna put it in the comments. Trust me. All right, so y'all won't.
Mr. Keep that bear in mind, everybody.
Yes.
The man himself, the legend with the plan.
Yes. But I put it in the comments, so y'all probably know where I'm at, just in case that flies over your head for whatever reason. I got you.
All right, and last but not least, Mr. Tech Storm.
Yeah. Now you can find me on twitch.tv/techstorm. I do stream sometimes, but you can also find me mainly on Twitter, twitter.com/techstormgaming or at techstormgaming on Twitter. And you can find me over on YouTube on TechStorm, where we host the Technical Difficulties podcast, me, Nelson, and Miss Ultra Diamond. Can't wait, to possibly have Baby Sega Man on for, a little TD crossover. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. You're welcome anytime.
I'd be there for you, brothers. I'd come on there for you, brother. You know that. I got you.
Yes, sir. And we would definitely love to participate in your podcast as well if you would have us.
Sure. Oh, yes. Definitely.
All righty.
Definitely.
All right, folks.
You guys be safe. You have a good Thanksgiving. And, guys be safe out there, man.
Of course.
Yep. That's right. So everybody please do enjoy your Turkey Day tomorrow. Well, providing those of you that celebrate it. Mm-hmm. Enjoy what time you can have with your loved ones and anybody close to you. As Sega Man said, keep yourself gloved up, masked up, and safe, and enjoy your gaming. Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Peace.